just did with the sound and the music and whatever. So anyway, let's get it going right now. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We are live. This is the Computer Program University, and this is a question and answer session. We had a question from Nawras Ali. He had a question about Python 2 versus Python 3. And we got a lot of comments regarding one of the new videos that we put up. A lot of hate. A bunch of females came on there. I think I got a very feminist vibe saying, this is gross. I had a video filled with beautiful women, and a woman thinks it's gross. So beautiful women apparently are gross, according to Cassidy Williams. That's what she says. This is gross. I don't know what's gross about beautiful women. Mind is blown. And then the other person is Vivaret, whatever Steele says, nobody likes an unfunny, misogynistic script kittle. Kitty, Kittle, I can't even read. Anyway, back to Nara's question. So Nara's question is, let me make sure you guys can see this. Let's see, what is the question? So some reason you guys are not seeing the question. So let me move this around here. Just bear with me 1 second. Let's pull this up. And this should be down here. Here we go. Get my ugly face out of the shot, and boom, there we have it. There's the question from Naraz. So Naraz's question is, what do you recommend learning Python 2 or 3? I see you run Python 3 in your videos. Yes, I do. I do run Python 3 in my videos. I started with 2x and I moved on to 3x. And additionally, I see you say, thank you for your question, MJ Shahid. We learned a lot. Nice song at the end. So MJ Shahid asked the question, and I did a video response to MJ Shahid's question, and now we're doing Nawras Ali's question. So version 2 versus version 3. So this is what I have to say about the matter. Get my ugly face in the shot. Hello. So listen, here's the deal. Python 3 is the future, right? That's where everything's heading. And we have been heading towards Python 3 for some years now. Python 3 is not some brand spanking new thing that just came out a few months ago or last year. It's been some years. Now, we're not there yet. I did a video talking about Ubuntu. Ubuntu users might want to stay 2.7. Because, again, it's been some years, but we're still in the process of fully adopting Python 3. Python 3 is still, I don't want to say in a beta phase, but let's put it this way. Imagine you have a brand new operating system that comes out. Windows 10 actually says it's going to be the last operating system from Windows. I don't know how that's going to work. But so when Windows 10 first came out, now some software developers were working hand in hand with Microsoft, and maybe, you know, right after it came off, they had their new Windows 10 software come out, a game that's for Windows 10 and stuff like that. But there's going to be many other companies that, you know, for whatever reason, they don't have their Windows 10 software ready yet, right? It's a brand new operating system. They had to write new code to talk to this new operating system. That takes time, right? So while we're waiting on them to develop their Windows 10 software, we have limited options in terms of Windows 10 compatible software. Now, some of the stuff, you know, Windows 10 will run obviously stuff that was designed on older operating systems, but for example, Windows 10 may have new features, right? New features that tap into new hardware, right? And in order for you to use this new hardware chipset or whatever it is, right, you need Windows 10 and you need the hardware that supports it, right? But then you also need software that is written to utilize that hardware functionality that comes with the combination of this brand new operating system and this brand new hardware. So the point is, when a new operating system comes out, you're not going to have as many things available that are catered to that new operating system. So it's not that you can't use it. Like when Windows 10 comes out, oh, it's brand new. I shouldn't use Windows 10 because nothing's going to work. No, that's absolutely not the case. A lot of things will work with Windows 10, but there's a lot more things that will work very well with Windows 7 because Windows 7 has been out for a long time now. So now let's get back to Python 2 versus Python 3, or 2x, 3x, right? Python 3 is not brand spanking new, but it's only been a few years. Python 2x has been around for a while. You know what I mean? So, you have Linux distributions that are, ready to use, 2x. They use 2x natively, like Ubuntu, right? So if you're using 2x, you have maximum compatibility. Activate. So that's the big thing. 2x, maximum compatibility, lots of options, lots of library options, and all that mumbo jumbo. Python 3, not so much, but it has been a few years by now. So there's a lot of stuff that will work in Python 3, just not as much as Python 2x. So you might run into some cool things that are like, oh, this is really awesome. And you're like, oh man, it doesn't work with Python 2x, right? So Ubuntu users might want to stay with 2x, but I'm an Ubuntu user and I'm using Python 3. Now there's some little weird things that I'm doing, but it's not stopping me from developing in Python 3. It's just, little quirks. Like the quirk of, Ubuntu is not really ready for Python 3 yet, native Python 3. So you can install it, but the system is set up to use Python 2x natively. So the idea of having an Ubuntu where 3x is native, so if you just type in Python whatever, it's going to run using that interpreter, and just in general that's what the system is using. Now you can do that, but from the last thing that I heard, it's kind of like a hack. So if you want to hack your system and do something that may not work, and it's a whole like research and whatever, go nuts. Again, you don't need to do all that. I haven't done all that. Right? I just work around it. When I wanna call my scripts, I type Python 3. When I write my scripts, I put, I use env, right? I use the env app to actually target Python 3 as well. There are some things that I might run into that'll be a little bit weird. But so far, like I said, I'm rocking and rolling, man. It's not as smooth as I'd like it to be, but it's not something that gets in my way. I'm not like, oh man, this sucks. I wish I was doing Python 2.7. Here's an additional thing to think about. Python, some of the features in Python 3x have been backported to Python 2x. So what that means is that you have an ability to, because here's the idea. So you're just learning Python, right? And potentially you're learning syntax that's no longer valid in Python 3. So it's kind of silly. You're brand new to a new language, and you're learning in legacy syntax. And then soon Python 3, you're going to upgrade to it, and now you got to relearn all the syntax. Here's the beauty of it. They've backported a lot of the functionality of Python 3 into Python 2x. So for example, you have the option of in Python 2x, don't quote me on this, I'm pretty sure this is the case, but in Python, I can pull up the terminal right now. I'm running 2x natively. So if I don't do anything special, I'm going to be calling 2x. So let me pull up a terminal, use the regular terminal that this comes with, terminal emulator. And let's get this on the screen and change our background. For now, there's the center. They are crazy. Yeah, they're crazy. Yo, Asen, how you pronounce it? Asen Zahid is in the house, man. Good to see you, man. Thanks for joining in the live stream. This is, I think, either the first or second live stream that you've been part of, man. Good to see you, man. Love my CPU squad. Okay, guys. Stay focused. Stop goofing off. This is serious business here. We are learning skills that can change your lives, man. You can get jobs and make lots of money. There's a lot of demand in development, so let's be serious and stop goofing around. All right. This is me. This is me at 12 in the morning, guys, and I had no coffee today, at all. No coffee. Now, don't let me fool you. There are times where I need my coffee. I haven't had enough sleep, and I have a lot of stuff to do. I have had coffee. One of these days, remind me, guys. I gotta tell you a funny story about a job where, for some reason, I wasn't getting enough sleep. And let's just say there were some embarrassing meetings at the company, and it was pretty bad. But no coffee. Anyway, so what I want to do, so this is a terminal here. So if I type in Python, as you can see, it pulls 2.7 because that is the default for this terminal. How do you zoom up this damn thing? How do you zoom this up? I should be able to, bear with me 1 second. I think I have to do preferences. Just bear with me 1 second. I apologize, guys. Got to get my act together. So let's see. So I can set the font size here. Let's crank it up to, man, this is for blind people. 36. Oh, man, this is going to look crazy. This is going to look crazy, guys. Oh, look at that. You guys can see this all the way in Russia. I can see Russia from my house. Who said that? Who said that? All right, guys. So let's do a quit. Nawras says it's 7 a.m. I haven't slept yet. Whoa. I was learning about DNS with bind. Wow. Nawras is a trooper, man. I didn't put the CLS thing in this thing. What is up with this? This is not a full screen display. Let's see. I'm really, oh man, this thing is like, this window is like super wide. What is going on? This is crazy. It's like 3,000 pixel width or something. That was crazy. All right, so here's the bottom line. So now I lost my chain of thought. So I'm saying with 2.7. So 2.7 is the native Python on this system, right? It's only when I specifically call Python 3 do I get Python 3. Asan says, Sarah Palin, that's right. I can see Russia from my house. Yay! All right, so focus. So here's the deal. So if I type in, well, first of all, let's call the interpreter so we can play around with it, right? So if I said print hello, what happens? It gives me an error message. So let's say print, it's a string, right? So we say print in quotes. No problem, right? That is not legal in Python 3x. You cannot just say print and then a string in quotes and that's going to work. You cannot do that, right? Now, if I declare hello equals whatever, man. Whatever, man. What the hell did I just do? I just put a space in. What am I doing? Oh, man. Wow. Now you guys are going to think I'm drunk and I don't even drink. All right. So what I wanted to do was I wanted to be able to. I hate how this is all the way on the bottom of the screen here. And this window, I don't know when this window got like humongous. What is going on? I haven't had anything to drink, but my computer has. Look at the size of this window. Look how much I have to scale this thing down. What is up with that? And what is, oh my goodness, this window is crazy. This is bananas. Bananas, talking bananas. Okay, so what I wanted to do was I wanted to bring this up so it's not all the way on the bottom of the screen. Anyway, so now I should be able to print hello, I believe. Yeah, so there you go. You cannot do that in Python 3x. That is, oh man, I forgot. Sorry guys. This is a new streaming software. you have to, whenever I change what is shown, it's not live. I have to make it live. So I changed it to the terminal, but you guys can't see it because I didn't make it live yet. Wow. Ah, sorry about that, man. I'm really screwing the pooch here. I got the energy, the string in quote. You cannot do that in 3x. That is illegal. However, my point is, even though you may think learning Python 2x is kind of stupid because then you're going to have to learn the Python 3x syntax, this is what I say to you. I say, think about it, do your research, and we're going to show you some more information about it, but do your research, and if you decide to go with Python 2.7, 7x, 2.7, then I would recommend that you start learning the Python 3 syntax. For the most part, because that's usually what I do, I believe a lot of the Python 3x syntax will work in Python 2.7 or 2x. Not everything, but you can do a lot. So case in point, this is how you do print string in Python 2x. But if I do this, I believe it will accept that. There you go. That is Python 3x syntax, right? So you, as a new programmer, can learn the Python 3x way of doing print, and you can develop using that, and it's no problem. Python 2x is not going to complain and say, what are you doing? This is legacy 2x. You're coding in the future. This is not back to the future. This is reality. No, Python 2x has a lot of the 3x features backported, so you can get away with using the Python 3x syntax. So in short, if you're going to go 2x, try to read Python 3 syntax. When you're looking at books, when you're watching my videos, when you are, the course that I recommend, I put in a lot of the videos for the course you guys to take, and also the book that I recommended. Whenever you get these books and these materials, I would recommend that you look at 3x syntax, right? There's no problem using the 2x as far as you're actually using the 2x interpreter, but try to learn the Python 3x syntax. So all you'll have to do, for the most part, when you want to go to 3, is upgrade to 3. And your programs will still work, right? For the most part, depending on what modules you're using and things like that. But for the most part, you can have programs that still work. For the most part, whatever you've learned as far as syntax, you can still do that and make a smooth transition from 2x to 3x. All right. Wow, the live stream went down. Hey, nawras, did the live stream go down for you as well? Asan said that it went down for a bit. He just said it went down, and now it's back. I wish I had a timestamp. I can't see. There you go, timestamps. So I can see how long ago you said that. So you said it was for like half a minute. Wow, 30 seconds it was down, for me at least. Yeah, it could have been just you. Nawras is saying no. Stream went down 12:23. So that's not that long ago. Okay, all right. Anyway, so those are my thoughts, right? Python 3x is the future. That's where everything is headed. There's a lot of enhancement in Python 3x. There's some new modules. There is, people are saying that it's better. So, that's the general deal, right? So let's now, and that's my thoughts on the matter, right? So now let's listen to people who know a lot more about Python 3x than I do, right? Let's listen to the real experts, because again, we're all learning together, right? We're all learning together. I don't have a background in Python. My background is more in shell scripting. So this is new for me as well. So now let's listen to what the experts have to say. I wish there was a way that I could see. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop you guys out of this window, so I can bring you into, I want to keep you guys on the screen while we show the, what I'm going to show you guys. Because I need to be able to see what you guys are saying and everything. All right, so I can see you guys there. Articles over here. All right, let's switch over to the article that I want to show you guys. So there's the article. Let's get it centered so you guys can actually read this. So it's too big. It's too big. That's what she said. That is what she said. She said it's too big. Bum 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 bum. Okay. This is still too big. And you guys are not even looking at this. So here it is. I gotta always remember. To answer your question, I'm using OBS. So I'm using OBS and XSplit. OBS is definitely superior in some things. Performance for sure. The performance is much better than XSplit. XSplit tends to be a little bit slow. And OBS has a great feature. This feature that's screwing me up today because I've been using XSplit for a while is actually a great feature. The feature where, like right now, I am rearranging this window. So the window that you guys are looking at right now with the article, I am moving it around right now, but you guys cannot see that, right? So it's like I'm actually doing a real-time edit. And then once I'm ready, I can go and push the edit to you guys. So right now you're gonna see transition and boom. So now you're able to see what's happening now. Like I made a change to the scene, right? So that is a great feature, but XSplit doesn't have that. So everything, whenever I change something, you guys see it right away. So I'm used to that workflow. Here I have to remember when I change things, I'm only changing it for me. I have to approve it visually and say, okay, this is good. Shoot it out to you guys, right? So anyway, so let's get back to this. So let's get my ugly face out of the way. You don't need to see my face for this, so let's get me off of there completely and push that live. All right, should I use Python 2 or 3 for my development activity? All right, so now let's go ahead and read what this has to say. And it's still too big. I don't know why this window is so large. I have to scale it down so it fits in the window so you guys can see the whole thing. All right, so this should be good now. Let's transition. Okay. So here's what they're saying. And let me put you guys over here and make you a little bit smaller so you're not blocking the whole thing. And let's make sure I'm caught up. It was for like half a minute, for me at least. Okay, so let's streaming software using. I didn't hear the answer if you said it. The main issue Python is less about language and more about library dependency compatibility. Yep. About the system script we created before, it worked fine on my Debian Linux machine, but it didn't work on my friend's Ubuntu laptop. Yeah, I think I remember you were putting some kind of like pointing to some kind of directory and stuff like that. That's usually asking for trouble. Of course, it depends on what type of directory, because obviously something like user bin KSH is probably going to be standard. But I think that's a good exercise for you because, I mean, typically in the professional world, when I develop code, it's developed for the native environment that that the company has. So let's say I'm working at one company that runs Ubuntu, right? All my scripts will be designed for Ubuntu, right? Because that's what we run, and the whatever I'm developing is for us, right? So we're gonna develop it for our own environment. So I generally speaking wouldn't need to port it to another Linux distribution or anything like that. But there are going to be other scenarios where you might need to have something that can run in different distributions, perhaps, right? So I think it's a good skill to make something that is cross-compatible. And we're actually going to be doing something like that. That's in one of our projects, like actually the system status checker project that we're working on. I want it to be cross-compatible for various operating systems. At least I want to do I mean, I think some of you guys have Mac. You may want to take that on and see if you can get it to run in your Mac system, just as your own project, and share with the team. That would be awesome. But I don't have Mac here. I just have Windows and Linux. So I would like to make our program run in Windows and in Linux. So cross compatibility. So eventually, we're going to have to develop a detection, an OS detection, code or logic where it's going to detect Windows or Linux, and based on whether it's Windows or Linux, change certain variables, so that certain commands are different, like the date command, for example, and certain paths are changed. So that's something we're going to be addressing, long term. But I think it's educational for you to look at, making the script work on Debian and also running on Ubuntu. All right, so let's see. Okay, all right. So let's go through this article. So it says this is not even gonna work. I don't know what I'm doing here. This window is not gonna stay here while I'm reading this because I am totally goofing around, guys. Because once I touch that window, this window is gonna go away. Obviously, duh. So let's do this. I think that kind of works. The text is now super small. But it doesn't matter. You guys don't have to read it because I'm gonna read it anyway. So here's what it says. And you guys can't even see the chat window anyway. I just realized you guys can't even see the chat window. So whatever. I can see the chat, and that's all that matters. All right, so it says, short version, Python 2 is legacy. Python 3x is the present and future of the language. Python 3 was released in, oh, this is very good to know, guys. Python 3 was released in 2008. 2008. That's almost 10 years ago. Python 3 was released almost 10 years ago. That's insane. That's a long time. So they've had a lot of time to make a lot of changes. Who's the fourth person watching? Say hi. Yeah. Who's watching and not saying hi? Say hi, man. So yeah, it's 10 years ago. That's quite a while ago. So obviously by now, a lot of things will work with 3x. Not everything. Ubuntu being an example, and there's other things as well. But it's been a while. So with that in mind, that's further pushing my thoughts on, I think that you guys should move on to Python 3. I really recommend you move on to Python 3. I'm only advising you that there will be potential issues, certain things that you may run into just because it's the newer language, right? But overall, my instincts say go Python 3. That's what I did. I started with 2.x or 2x, and I wasn't there long before I was like, dude, why are you wasting time with 2x when 3x is the future? You know what I mean? Like, why? And then I'm doing content on YouTube, right? So there's a bunch of videos that have, 2x tutorials, right? So I'm going to go and do another 2x tutorial. Why not do 3x tutorials? Because people want to know about the new language, right? People that are going to finally make the transition, they need to know. So, hey, I can teach you about this new syntax. So it's a better value for me to do that in my videos. And then just in general, it's better for me to be ahead of the curve rather than behind, right? Curve. I'm going to say curb. Is it curb or curve? I don't know, man. Whatever. You get the point. It's late. That's my excuse. I'm sticking with it. All right, so the 2x branch will see no new major releases after 3x is under active development. After that. 3x is under active development and has already seen over 5 years of stable releases. So obviously this is an old article. I think it's been more than 5 years by now. Actually, maybe not. Let's see. It says active and 5 years of stable releases, including versions 3.3 in 2012, 3.4 in 2014, and 3.5 in 2015, and 3.6 in 2016. So actually, this article is up to date as of at least last year. So this is actually pretty current. This means that all the recent standard library improvements, for example, are only available by default in 3x. All the recent standard library improvements are only available by default in 3x. Guido van Rosen, the original creator of Python language, decided to clean up Python 2x properly with less regard for backwards compatibility than is the case for new releases in the 2x range. The most drastic improvement is better Unicode support and with all text strings being Unicode by default, as well as saner bytes Unicode separation. Besides several aspects of the core language, such as print and exec being statements, integers using floor division have been adjusted to be easier for newcomers to learn and to be more consistent with the rest of the language. And old cruft has been removed, for example. All classes are now new style. Range, open parentheses, close parentheses, returns a memory efficient iterable, not a list as in 2x. Asan says, I guess he left. Nawras, you scared off the new guy. You scared off the new guy. He left. No, Unicode is everywhere. It means emojis can be used in strings. All right. Emoji. Emoji, 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 emoji. All right, the new in Python 3 document provides a good overview of the major language changes and likely source of incompatibility with existing Python 2x. That should be a pretty cool read. I'm actually going to grab this and put it in the video description so you guys can read that later. And then we're going to go ahead and jump to this article, which says, what's new in Python 3? So this is a long article. Let's see if we can get a summary at least. Ain't nobody got time to go through a long article. Azon says, iterables can mess with beginners. Much nicer to have a neat abstractions like lists. Iterables in any language can get pretty cumbersome for beginners. How long have you been coding, Asan Zahid? Zahid, is it? I don't know if I'm pronouncing your name. I think I'm butchering your name. Common stumbling blocks. Print is a function. Man, I need to shut this live stream down pretty soon because my brain is fried. Energy is up, brain not so much. So this is actually pretty good. This is actually pretty good. Zahid, okay. So let's zoom this up to see. So it's a little bit better for you guys to see. And I might as well just make this whole window bigger because I try to get the chat in here. The chat's not even in here because of the way the streaming software works. So there's no reason for me to have the window be small like that. That's no longer relevant or necessary at this point. So let's scroll down and see what they're showing. So this is nice. So they're saying a few years tuning in here just to watch. Tuning in here just to watch. I've been coding for a while. Oh, cool. Appreciate the support, man. All right. So old is obviously, like I just showed you guys, right? Print, and then you just put whatever in quotes. Just like all willy-nilly, it's all good. Now you have to do that plus the parentheses, right? But it's still the same comma separation between. So you have the string, and then you have you're doing the math there, 2 times 2. Same thing. That's completely the same. The only thing that's changing is this part here, right? I mean, I'm saying this part, but the parentheses as well, which goes out to here, right? But all this is exactly the same in both versions. So you have old version, print x, comma. So again, the parentheses, right? Parentheses is I always feel like I'm saying it weird. Parentheses, or whatever. Parentheses is a big thing with Python 3x. But notice beyond that, trailing comma suppresses new line, right? Trailing comma suppresses new line. Then they say in 3x appends a space instead of a new line. So x, and then it says end, and then they're putting a space here instead of a new line. Trailing comma suppresses new line.